Welcome back to Bookmates with Shelley.
And Yvonne. Hi, guys.
It's been a hot minute.
Like 2 months and a half almost. Yeah,
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Dang.
This is our first time seeing each other since May.
Yes. Well, I think the last time we saw each other, like in, real life next to each other was at the end of April. Because in May we did it, me in my house and you here.
That's
so
right. So yeah, you're right.
3
We
months.
haven't-
I have missed her so much. It's not even funny. But I didn't cry when I saw her today. That's a first. It's okay.
Yeah. I'm excited. We have a whole day planned today. Yes. So we're just gonna do a quick recap of the summer, what we've been reading, what I guess I've been reading.
Well, I've read, but it's not any literal.
You abandoned our buddy read.
Which one was that?
The One Dark Window.
Well, I finished the first one.
But you didn't do the second one?
I haven't downloaded.
I did. I started that one at the start of summer.
That was a good one.
It was a good one. And I think it went all the hype well deserved,
yes.
I feel like.
I know that the second part is gonna be good. I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen there.
Mm-hmm.
But it always happens the same. We have so many hopes and dreams for the summer.
Yeah.
Everything that we want to read. And
yeah.
Shelley went to the lake.
Yes.
But I don't think she was able to read a lot there.
No, there was a lot. We had storms every day. So it rained just about every day that we were there. And then my husband broke his wrist. And you know that whole story and drama around all that. So my reading kind of got halted. I started off good, and then it just kind of petered. And then same with you.
Yes. I went to Puerto Rico, and I thought I was going to be able to read a lot. And I read a book on my way there in the airport, at the plane. And then I was able to pick it up back afterwards. We have our little Shelley's dog is here, and she doesn't want to do anything besides
she's just gonna join us because she just
petting
wants,
her. Mama, see. So yeah, and then truly, I just needed some books that I didn't have to pay a lot of attention to detail. And I thoroughly enjoy those.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You like to have those quick, fun reads.
Yes.
And did you do audio or?
So,
because typically you do audio with
on
working,
those,
but you're not working.
I'm not working. Well, I'm working, but the work that I'm doing right now, I cannot have anything on because I have to be, like really it's focus. Which I'm, it's been amazing and I'm so happy. But I did download the graphic novel from Blood and Ashe. So they, on those books, since they're so big, they are dividing those into two. So I read the first one, and let me tell you, my face says it all. Yeah. It was amazing. The narrators were amazing. The guy that did Hawk's voice, Cherry.
Oh yeah, you have to show me that one. You have a sample for me so I can listen.
So the only bad thing about that one was that the second part comes out in 2 months. But, it was fun to read it again so I can, remind myself of, how amazing and how Bookmates started, really.
Yes.
Because it was with those books that
we've talked about it before, and then we're super excited because the last book in Flesh and Fire series comes out
in a week.
A
week and a day.
Yeah, just a little over a week. And speechless.
Yeah.
Is what I would call it. But yeah, I know we've talked about it before. I read Blood and Ashe first.
Yes.
And then I was in a huge reading slump after that because it was so great.
Yes.
I texted you saying, Yvonne, I'm in a reading slump. What are you reading right now? This is what I just got finished reading. Yep. And then you started reading it, and that's when all the voice memos started.
It was, because by that time, the first 3 books of Blood and Ashe, no, the first 4 books.
No, yeah.
Were out.
Yeah, all 4 were out.
Yeah. And it was perfect because then I read all 4 of them, and then we started with Flesh and Fire. And there were 2 books out of that one. And then the 3rd book, that's where we went to the lake last year.
Yes.
And we read the book together, and it was amazing.
Magical.
Oh my gosh.
We wanted to try to time this one, but with the start of school,
it was gonna be impossible,
and there was no way we were gonna wait.
No. No.
Even now, I messaged you when I found out she released the first 6 chapters. I was like,
yes.
Do we do it?
I can't. No, I'm too compulsive. I know that if I start that now, I'm gonna finish it, but I won't sleep.
Yeah.
I'm going to finish it, and then I'm going to be, no. So at least I started rereading.
Yes.
The first book.
Yes.
So I have it on audio.
Oh, you did?
And on my Kindle. So
and in print.
Yes. So, and when the graphic novel comes out, believe me, I'm going to get it too. I don't care. So,
that's when you know something's good, when you have it on audio, you have it on Kindle, and then you also have it hard copy.
Yes.
I mean, yes.
Yeah.
They deserve, they pretty much are covering most of a bookshelf for me.
Yes. Oh, yeah, definitely. So, but, because for example, now that I was on my way back here driving, I went ahead and I started listening where I stopped yesterday reading. That way. Yeah.
That's what took you so long.
Yes. I was in the lake with with Ashe and Serafina.
Yeah.
For the first time.
And you and I have had this discussion about those 2 series.
Yes.
Because they intertwine. We get in Blood and Ashe is where we started, and we meet Nikos in the 3rd book?
In the 3rd book, yeah.
And when I first met him, and that for some reason, I could think of him was like an old man.
Same, like super ancient.
Yeah.
Like,
and I, like grumpy and just, who is this guy? And I didn't really like him because he didn't really give them any answers. And he was mean and all these things. So I didn't really necessarily want to read the prequel about him because I'm like, I don't want to read about old Grump.
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Yeah, he's not old. At all. Grumpy.
He is grumpy.
Yeah, and we love it.
And we understand why.
Yes.
And I think we're going to understand even more when we read this last one, which
I
think
know.
is going to break us.
Yes, I know that this book is going to shatter our hearts.
For sure.
But it will be interesting to see where this one, it will be interesting.
We're just watching my dog right
if
now.
You see Penny, I'm like, okay. It will be interesting to see where this book ends, and that way how it's going to tie for the 5th book of Blood and Ashe.
Yes.
For the 6th book.
6?
Yeah. Yes. Is it 6?
I guess so, yeah.
Yeah. So where because that one, the author still doesn't have a release date, but they say it's going to be somewhere in 2025.
Yeah. She hasn't announced it. Let's just give her some praise real quick.
She's amazing.
I mean, if you are in the fantasy world, which if you're listening to us, you probably are. And I discovered Sarah J. Maas after Jennifer.
Yeah, because of me.
Yes, because you had already started it. And I will give Sarah J. Maas all the props. I mean, she deserves it. She's amazing. It's a different, obviously, a different style of writing, but Jennifer just, I don't know. I mean, she encompasses it all with good plot.
Yes.
With
the banter
is great. One thing that I liked about her, we know Sarah J. Maas throws bombs the last 100 pages and then everything starts to pick up. I feel like with Jennifer's book, it's
gradual.
It's constant.
Yes.
There's these little, big events that happen and then things kind of settle. And
you don't have that big spike as you have with, Sarah J. Maas. And I really like the way that she portrays the female, the female main character. Mm-hmm. She always does such an amazing job with portraying someone that it's so, that knows her worth, or I really liked when I started reading Blood and Ashe. I really like Poppy is our main character in mm-hmm. that series. I really like how she, what she stood for.
Yeah.
She was never having these pity parties for herself. I think that's why I had so much of a hard time when I was reading Agatar, because Freya was whatever her name. I'm not a huge
since we've read it too.
I'm not a huge fan of her because she, it's like,
it's so interesting too, because I did like her whenever I read the series, mm-hmm. and then whenever I read Throne of Glass and Aelin just is top notch. I was like, man, it's a
Aelin
I had a hard time coming back to Farah.
Yeah, Aelin is amazing, but we're not gonna talk about her in this one. We're going back to Jennifer because this is for her.
Yes.
I have to say that I don't know. It's every single book of her has been, you have your points where you feel desperate because mm-hmm. you don't know what's going to happen, but it's not that she drags it so much, it's only one or two books that we were like,
come on,
please,
this is painful.
I'm like, we're almost half of the book and I can't.
And we were so scared in that last Flesh and Fire because it did leave in a massive cliffhanger.
Yes, it did.
And we didn't know how this was going to go.
That's the second book. Yeah.
Third.
Did it leave with?
Oh, sorry. The second one ended, and then we read
the second one ended, and we were like, "Wait, what?" I'm like, "What's gonna happen?"
But thankfully, we had read that one later. They had been released,
yes.
And so we were closer to the release date for the newest ones. We didn't have. I think we waited 6 months.
Yes,
maybe.
Yeah, exactly.
It was roughly.
6. It wasn't that bad. Yeah,
but that was. So we are supporters of Jennifer Armentrout.
Yeah.
She's our number one. Yeah. We are her number one fangirl.
She is amazing. It's there's no way that I can explain, I love her attention to detail.
Yeah.
Because with other, I'm going to take a picture later, guys, and I'm going to post that on our Instagram so you can see how Penny is right now.
Let me see. I'll take a picture of it.
So,
it is really funny. You keep talking.
I really like how she has always looked for ways of incorporating everything. And for me, there's a lot of books a lot of series when you start reading, and they have so many details and so many sub stories mm-hmm. that you lose information from the main stories because there are a lot of loose ends.
Yeah.
And that happened in Kingdom and Ashe. And a lot. Yeah, there were a lot of,
but that's typical of her.
Yeah.
And her writing style.
Exactly.
And I agree. The world building around the Blood and Ashe and the Flesh and Fire is there's a lot, and there's a lot of characters, but you can follow it.
Yes.
And there's not so many. I do kind of I get confused with all the gods and goddesses.
Yeah. I started a list.
Did you?
Yeah.
Well, we did a list a while back.
Yeah. But I started it because when I was listening to the graphic novel, they talk about a lot of the gods and goddesses that we meet when Seraphina and Ashe get together.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's good, you guys.
I'm going to come back to this question because this is how it triggered this conversation about both of the series. Who do we like more?
So the thing is this, when I started reading Blood and Ashe, if you guys don't know yet, I get hyper obsessed with un poquito nada más. So full, like, dive in. But I love Hawk.
Who is the main male character in Blood and Ashe?
Yes. I loved him. I adored every single thing. I adored what he stood for. And he was like our top. Like, oh my gosh. Then we started reading about Nikos.
AKA Ashe.
AKA Shadow Daddy. Because he is a Shadow Daddy.
Speaking of, I have a gift for you.
No. No, you're the best. No. This is why you have to read the series. You have to read about the third book.
Well, and we can't give too much away. And if you're listening, you can't see this mug, but it is a picture of an octopus. And let's just say that there was a scene in the last book.
That is my favorite.
And we're reading it. We're tandem reading it. Not tandem. We're reading it together at the lake. And I look over to
I look at this. Ooh,
I know, right?
Good job.
I look over to Yvonne, and I'm like, I can't picture anything other than an octopus and his tentacles. Yes. And it was a reference to the shadows that Nikos has and things. We'll leave it at that.
Yes.
I saw that and I was like, this is Yvonne.
Yeah. I know, Mama.
Look, she's like, you're just so excited.
So
yeah. So he's your number one.
Yeah. Yeah.
I will concur. I mean, I think that it solidified it in that last book.
Yes.
We were really loving him in the second book. And then when the third book came out, it was just...
The thing is that I'm a type of reader, I get very invested in the one-on-one relationship of, and at the end of the day, I am a big romance gal,
Yeah.
And the way that they were vulnerable with each other, it just spoke to me. It was so amazing. I do have to say that even though I love Hawk, he is in third place for me right now.
I agree.
And Rowan is my second.
Oh, he's your second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I I think I'm not putting him in the first place because he doesn't have tentacles. And Ashe doesn't have tentacles, know, but
there's just his shadows.
Yeah.
But Yeah.
So what would be your top 3?
It would be Rowan, Nikos, and then Hawk.
Rowan, really? Mm-hmm. I think
But I don't know. I mean,
you know something. Let's put Rowan and Nikos on the first place because I think they deserve the first place.
I think
both
it's
of them. Yeah, I agree.
It is a tie, and because of their stories too.
Yes,
their background and how much they grew as characters throughout, and just the vulnerability, all of that. I mean, they're just
if you look, look at him, Bella.
If you haven't read it, this is our PSA to you right now that you have to read the Blood and Ashe series and the Flesh and Fire series.
Yes.
There is, I don't know if you've seen Jennifer's website lately, or you can do some tandem reads and it has an order kind of like Sarah J. Maas does.
But I don't like the tandem reads, really.
Yeah.
Because to each their own, but I don't know.
I wouldn't say tandem. I guess it just puts it in an order.
Yeah, and yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Because you shouldn't read about Nikos and Serafina like after the third book, right? Of Blood and Ashe. Yeah, but do it, guys.
But seriously. I would recommend, my recommendation would be, just because this is how we read it, is read all of Blood and Ashe.
Yes.
And then read Flesh and Fire.
Yeah. But when we read Blood and Ashe, only the first 4 books were out.
True. And then we read. So, I mean,
if you do the 5 books of Blood and Ashe, then there's a lot of things that are going to come,
true. Very true.
out before. So I would maybe do the first 3. Then do
switch over
the first one of Blood and Flesh and Fire. Then the 4th one of Blood and Ashe, and then the 2nd one of Flesh and Fire.
I agree. We'll put that in the notes.
Yes.
And then we'll put it on our page too. The order that we recommend, since we are well versed. I've read each series 3 times.
More or less.
Blood and Ashe I read 3 times. I think Flesh and Fire I've gone all the way through it start to finish 2 times. And the 3rd book I read 3 times.
The thing is this, when we finished the 3rd book, I was in such a bad book hangover.
Oh, yeah.
It was brutal for me.
It was hard.
It was super hard, to the point that we have read 4th Wing, and we really liked it. We were super skeptical at first, like always. Yeah. But then we read it, and
Did
we really
finish.
I haven't finished the second one.
Yeah.
I started it just after we finished the 3rd one of Flesh and Fire, and I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
I was like,
we were mourning.
Yes. And then I got the flu. No, yeah. And then I was like, I wanted to.
And then we started throwing a glass. And then that got us out of our slump.
Yeah. But we started throwing a glass in January.
And we finished this in November.
Yeah. It was like a good month and a half that I was like mourning.
For all of you Throne of Glass fans, how you felt after Kingdom of Ashe is basically how we felt, I feel, after the 3rd book of Flesh and Fire.
I think I felt even worse because when we finished Kingdom of Ashe, there's some, like culmination of things, know. In the 3rd one of Flesh and Fire, since you have read the Blood and Ashe, you know what's gonna come.
Yeah.
So it's more it's more heartbreaking because it's it's your
it's making me want to tear up.
I know. It's bad, people.
Yeah. Oh man.
That book is gonna wreck us.
There's so much that's gonna happen.
Oh shit. I'm sorry. Crap.
Okay, so that's what we wanted to say. We wanted to basically come on and tell you how much we love Jennifer Armentrout. And if you haven't read it, you need to read it. And then we'll do a quick recap of our summer reads, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you need your phone to see?
Yes, please.
Read? Okay.
You go first.
I'll go first. Most of my stuff is on Goodreads. We have an account there. I post all of it. You don't.
I haven't
which is fine. Because I like doing the big book reviews anyway.
But the thing is this. I haven't put a lot of the books that I read there because I don't want my friend to judge me. Because even though she is very understanding, there's some that she judged. It's true.
Yeah.
But that's why we work out.
I don't fault you for it.
I know.
I'm like, yeah, that's Yvonne.
And she laughs.
And I laugh. It gives me a good laugh. Mm-hmm. I'm like, I'm not surprised at all. So I read The Shepherd King. So One Dark Window and Two Twisted Crowns. So that's a duology.
Yeah. I read the first one.
Oh, should we do a star rating too? Real quick star rating. I won't do a synopsis. I'll just do a star rating. So I gave those 4 stars.
Yep.
And then, which you were very shocked by, I listened to Butcher and Blackbird.
Yes, I am so proud of her. So proud.
And I will say I give it 4 stars.
Yeah.
It was good.
It's good. It's a good book.
And I haven't told you yet, but I finished the second one.
Really?
I finished it. And I will give it like 2.
Yeah. The thing is, the second one, I downloaded
Maybe 3. I'll give it 3.
I downloaded it. I am like 70% in. It's been hard for me to finish it. It's just not doing it for me. So
it was not as great as the first one, and it was very different. The characters are very different.
Yeah.
So I had a hard time with it. The other series that I started and finished was the Everseas. So Ever King and Ever Queen.
Yeah.
I finished both of those. And there are some other ones that spin off from characters from that.
Okay.
I might dive into. I gave the Ever King 4 stars.
Okay.
It was really good. And the Ever Queen was like 3. I was like, okay. And then the last series, I had started this series. You haven't done it, but it's the Blood and Steel.
The Blood and Steel,
The Legends of Thezmarr. So there's 4 books in that series. I had started this one a while ago. And I really liked the first one. I would have given it close to a 4 star, like a 3.75 on the first book. The second, like a 3. It kind of, I felt like she tried to, there wasn't a whole lot of spice in the first one. And she tried to jack it up in the second one.
Shove it down your throat.
And it was a little much for me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I can read that one. Yeah.
And then the third one and the fourth one, the third one I actually liked the third and fourth one.
Okay.
I would give them both around 4 stars, 3.75 to 4 stars. So I think it's a good read. The plot's really good. Characters are really good overall. So overall, it was good. Okay. Yeah.
Muy bien.
So those are my summer reads that I finished.
So mine, I finished the One Dark Window, and then I did the Infatuated Fae book, the first one. It was good. It's dark. It didn't have a lot of spice, but it did have a lot of like sexual tension between the 2 main characters, and it had a lot of twists and turns that I would have never thought, which was, and it was a quick read. I was able to read it.
So what would you give that one? Star rating?
That one, I will give it like 4.
Okay.
So then that one, I went ahead and downloaded the second one. It's called What Did You Do? And I was super excited because I thought it was a duology, but no. The third book comes out in January of 2025. And I was so mad, but I already, I was invested in it. So then I downloaded one because of a thing I saw on Instagram, and it's called Fall Into You. That one, I will give it a 4 stars and like 5 peppers.
Oh, good
or
Lord.
4 peppers. Well, 4 peppers for me. For the rest of the world, 5 peppers.
For me, it'd be like 10 peppers.
Yeah. But this author, her name is let me see, JT. I'll put it in our notes. I have listened to a book that she did. It's called Perfect Strangers.
Mm-hmm.
And that book wrecked me. It was such a beautiful book, completely out of my comfort zone, like super out. So for this one, The Fall Into You, the third book hasn't come out yet, but she has like other books from other characters that all intertwine. So I read another one of that one. That one I read it in a day.
Oh wow.
Uh-huh.
That's quick for you.
Yeah. It was very good. And then I started another one from her as well. That one I'm like 80% in.
Okay.
That one is like, but I just wanted something with spice. That was Wham Bam Thank You Ma'am with a little bit of,
So all our spice lovers out there.
Yes.
That's your recommendation for us. A quickie, so to speak.
Yeah, definitely. But good, You will feel, sated after reading. Sorry, you were just drinking water.
I'm about to snort it through my nose.
But in between of those, I did listen to the graphic novel for Blood and Ashe.
Mm-hmm.
And I am re-listening to Empire of
Should we
Storms.
why don't you pull it up?
The Blood and Ashe. Yes. Okay. Wait.
But PG.
Okay. Yeah, because it's the first part.
Yeah. I want to hear so we can all hear.
Okay. Oh my God, I'm excited. Okay, let me look for it. Espérate. Let me go to.
I put you on the spot on that one.
Yeah,
Sorry, we weren't prepped for
okay.
this. This was
Keep talking until while I go and look for it.
So those were all the ones that you read then?
Yes.
Okay. Are you going to read the second one for One Dark Window?
Yes, I am.
At some point?
18 years of life. But here I was, one very bored all day. The following evening, I stood outside a strange lump formed in my throat.
Cast upon this land.
And
he reacted strangely to his summons.
We weren't expecting to hear from him. The lie rolled off my tongue. There was another long pause.
Why were you in your room for almost 2 days after being summoned by him?
Sharp, biting pain radiated from where my nails dug into my palms.
What did he do to you?
Why do you even care?
Why wouldn't I?
You don't know me.
I bet I know you better than most.
See?
That doesn't mean you know me, Hawk.
Oh, that was a good one.
I told you.
It's so dramatic.
I know, because it's
a graphic novel.
Yeah, it says a movie or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
There you go. There's a little sampler. I'm trying to even remember that whole part of the.
That's when he gets. That's after he finds her in the ledge.
Oh, yeah.
That she was looking for the Miss Willa's diary.
Oh, okay.
And then they go back to the castle, and he goes into her room and starts talking to her. And yeah.
Okay.
That's the part. So that first part stops just when she is entering the right. The right?
Oh.
No, the It wasn't the rite.
No.
It's the party that they were gonna do that she dresses in.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I don't remember the word right now.
Yeah. I forgot what that was, but yes, I know what you're talking about. I guess it was the rite. It wasn't hers though. It was the rite.
Yeah, it was like a big party that they were doing, and then that was like the only time that she could be dressed, not in her regular clothing and all that. Yeah. So they stopped in that one.
Okay.
So yes.
All right. Well, I think that's it, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna go head to a bookstore down a town over from us and go have lunch.
Yes.
So happy reading. Let us know if you dive into the Blood and Ashe world with us.
Yes. And after we finish the 4th book of Flesh and Fire, we are going to start with the Blackbird Oracle.
Yeah,
we are
from Deborah Hawkins.
Yes.
Hawkins.
So if you guys have time, you have homework, people. Okay.
Yeah, we've given you lots to do.
Yeah. So let's get on with it. I'm gonna play with us for us too. Bye.